All right, thank you so much, Jeffrey. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Come on, guys. Coming out for some live entertainment tonight. Here on your dates, all of you looking beautiful. Remember, first date really sets the tone for the relationship. Right? No, seriously, like on my first date with my wife, she looked across the table and she said, "Listen, just so you know, I'm looking for a guy to marry." No, I was like, you know what, that's beautiful. I will date you while you keep looking. I don't know why she wanted to marry me. I thought women want a guy with a steady job, right, ladies? I've had 8 jobs since college. Been fired from 7 of them. I'm not joking. My business card now is the picture of my mother weeping uncontrollably. And I thought women want a big guy, you know, someone to protect him. Who's going to protect me? Look at me, I'm on a stage, I'm still short, right? Like I've never seen a parade live. And it's really irritating too, because just once I want to have sex doggy style and say like, "Excuse me, could you crouch down a little?" Point is, it's hard to feel like a man in today's world. Try doing your mind height. I was at a club not long ago with my wife, some of her friends, surrounded by beautiful women. I thought, okay, not that big a deal. Next thing I know, one of them turns around, picks me up, starts saying, she's like, "Oh, you're so cute! She's so lucky!" My feet swinging across the floor like this. Like, first of all, where was this chick when I was trying to see the parade? Second of all, I'm a man! I have a bar mitzvah certificate that says, "You are a man." Actually, it says, "You are a man." Thank you to my Jewish people over here. Oh, by the way, my wife is black, and even in today's era, people do get weird about interracial dating. Like, not you guys, I could tell. About interracial dating here tonight. Like, white and off-white. But people, buddies of mine, like, "Dude, what's with the black woman?" I'm like, "I don't know, because black guys don't do it for me." The truth is, people get weird about it. They're like, they can't understand how this black woman can be with this white guy unless there's this like complicated backstory, you know, like she's an R&B singer and I'm her agent. Truth is, I was intimidated when I first met her family though, because her brother's like 6'6", he played college ball, he's black too. No, I was intimidated because look, like all white people, I'm a little scared of black people. I'll be honest, come on, I've been in history class, I've seen the civil rights films. People singing "We Shall Overcome." You're never really sure, like overcome racism or overcome white people. Now, Zara, I'm Jewish, and my wife, she converted to Judaism, which is huge, obviously. And but her family, still Christian. So to make them feel comfortable and at home during the holidays, we've modified most of our services. So for example, like at Passover, we do a different kind of service. This is what we do. When we were slaves in Egypt and parts of the southern United States, Moses and Dr. King said, "Let my people go." When they were refused, God and the NAACP set forth a torrent of plagues and lawsuits, and the people went out and they roamed for years till they found a homeland, a place where they could be free and enjoy self-determination. I speak, of course, of the land of Brooklyn, where blacks and Jews roam free, even to this day. No, she did convert, that's totally true. And it's a huge deal, obviously, because like she gave up Jesus, right? The Son of God, for me, Alex, the son of George. And it's an enormous amount of pressure, because like if I screw up, then she's like, "Well, Jesus wouldn't do that." Right? So now, even though I'm Jewish, I have to walk around all the time thinking like, what would Jesus do? And not not easy to know, by the way, because there's 2 billion Christians in the world and they can't even agree amongst themselves. Right? Like half of them think that Christmas is Jesus' birthday, the other half think it's like an excuse to buy a television. Right? Half think Jesus wants you to love everybody, and the other half think he wants you to nuke Iran, right? And half think the Pope is the messenger of God, the other half think he's just a crazy old guy who wears a yarmulke for no reason that anyone can figure out. 2 billion Christians, 2 billion followers of Jesus. I have like 1,000 followers on Twitter. And the only thing that all of them have in common, Jesus' followers and mine, is that none of them has seen either one of us in person. Right? And by the way, not easy to do what Jesus would do when you live in New York City, as you guys know. Right? You live in New York 20 times a day. Something happens to you to make it impossible to be Christ-like. For example, go walking in Times Square, get behind a family of tourists. Looking in the air. What would Jesus do? I don't know. I know what I would do. I would become enraged and want to slap them in the head. Or go to the cell phone store to get your phone fixed and have them lose all your contacts. What would Jesus do? I don't know. I know what I would do. I would start cursing like I have Tourette's. Or go walk down 6th Avenue on a beautiful summer day and see all the beautiful women in their short skirts. What would Jesus do? I don't know. I know what I would do. I would reach out and try to touch a boobie and then melt into the crowd. That's what I would do. And the reason I would do that is because my wife just had a baby. So I haven't had sex in like 9 months. True, by the way. Don't clap. Don't clap. She just had a baby too, and she's like miserable, hasn't had sleep in 2 weeks, but don't clap at all. That's fine. But no, it's really true. She just had a baby. We had a baby together. And first thing, I don't know if people here have kids, first thing that happens when you tell people you're having a child, everyone wants to know, what's the gender, right? And my wife, she didn't want to know. She wanted to be surprised. I'm like, what kind of surprise? It's a boy or it's a girl. There are no other choices. It's not like the doctor would be like, ta-da, it's a penguin. Although, because she's black and I'm white, possibly. So I remember the first sonogram, we go off and the doctor's doing the thing, and she says, you want to know how it looks? We're like, yeah, of course, make sure it's okay. She's like, it's a boy. We're like, no, we don't want to know. She's like, well, it could be a girl. Sometimes at this age, the clitoris is so large you can't tell. Like, worse, way worse! Like, the kid's gonna be exotic enough being biracial and Jewish. Now it's got a clitoris so large it could be a dick! Kid's not even born yet, no, its future's be a female tranny escort. So we had to prepare, right? We go out and prepare. We go crib shopping. And I don't really care, but I was like, I like one of them with the old ones, with the wooden slats. I'm like, how about that one? She's like, no, it looks like a cage. I'm like, isn't it the point? Then I thought, well, maybe she has a point. I don't know if I, a white guy, should keep my half-black child in a cage. But we were really nervous about having a child, so I asked one of my buddies with kids for some advice. He's like, dude, can't help you. Kids ruin your life. But I wouldn't give up for anything. Ruin your life, wouldn't give up for anything. You know who else says that? Junkies. But we were really worried that it would come out, weird. I don't mean cute weird like little comedian on the stage weird. I mean like weird, right? Like it'd be a tarantula, or it looked like LaToya Jackson, or because I'm Jewish and she's black, I have like a big mangled Jew throwing a huge dick but on the wrong part of his body. Like, that joke where it's black and white and red all over? I don't want the punchline to be my child. And then, of course, we're freaking out about what to name the child. My buddy says, name it after your favorite parent. I was like, man, I'm not having a son named Mommy. Besides, in the Jewish tradition, we don't name children after living relatives because it's a superstition that when the older person dies and God comes to collect the soul, God could get confused. The all-knowing, all-powerful creator of everything might not be able to tell the difference between the bundle of joy and a 90-year-old man who won't stop talking about the Great Depression. I realize they're both bald and toothless. You ever smelled an old man? That's not new baby smell. Here's another difference. When babies go missing, people get upset. I've never seen an old man's picture on the back of a milk carton. I mean, an old man goes missing, people are like, well, what's his time? But we did want to pick a name that honors the best of both our cultures, African American and Jewish. So we narrowed it down to 2. Curious what you guys think. No, seriously. LeBron Einstein or Kobe Seinfeld? Well, I'm very proud to say that we have a little son. He's very nice, I think. But my wife is breastfeeding. And is it wrong that I say that she's lactating? Okay. Just thought I'd squeeze that one in there and see what you guys thought. But the truth is, because he's Jewish, we had to get the moil for the circumcision. People here who are Jewish know that. And I said to my wife, what do you think? What do you want to do about it? She's like, oh, I don't know, I don't care. Like, you don't care? This is not like a manicure or a haircut. If this goes bad, it doesn't go back. Right? So then I was responsible for finding the moil. Problem is, how do you do that? Right? You can't actually go out to the guy and say, send me photos of your best work. I mean, he sends you photos, you both go to jail. So now, we're getting into it. I'm excited about it, and I'm changing diapers, and I'm really pumped. But let me tell you something, as the saying goes, pride goeth before the fall. Because I got him all neat and tidy in a diaper, and I looked at him like, yeah, son, I did that for you. And he looked at me, he's like, really? Check this out. Changed that diaper. Well, I threw it away and washed them off with the hose. And put the next one on. I was like, so we're good, right? He's like, yeah, Dad. Oh, I blew up the mic. That's how bad it was. Next day, this is great, you'll love this. He peed on me. No, that's cool, I'm okay. Then he peed on my wife. And I'm thinking, like, if another man peed on my wife, I would get upset. But it was hilarious. Like, it was so funny, I almost peed on her. Truth is, I'm very excited about it because, like, I can't wait till he turns 13 as his black mitzvah, and, alright, that was cheap. Some people were upset they were having kids. They're like, mixing is bad, right? Some people have no problem mixing dogs. Like, they'll mix a German Shepherd with a Chihuahua just to see what happens. Tell you what happens, you get a Nazi with a quick Latin temper. But they're like, mixing is bad. And not just white people, black people too. They're like, oh dude, you'll get somebody who looks black and acts white. Like, you know what? People who look black and act white are doing great these days. They're living in the White House. Other people were totally into it. Oh, your kids will be beautiful, biracial children are always gorgeous. And so far, so good. But just because Halle Berry is hot, doesn't mean every time you mix black and white, you get art, right? Sometimes you get an ugly white person who's just dark enough they look dirty, like they need to take a shower. Or look at me, right? I got a narrow face, thin nose, straight hair. You make me dark? That's not a black dude. It's a Pakistani. Truth is, I am nervous about being the white dad of black kids, clearly, because, I mean, my last name is Barnett. What if my biracial son comes to me at 18 years and says, Dad, last time a white man named Barnett had anything to do with black people, it was 1962, the governor of Mississippi told James Meredith he couldn't go to college because he was black. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to stop me from going to college because I'm black? Of course not. Stop you from going to college because it's expensive. You want to go to college, when that financial aid form comes, you check that box marked black. All right, guys, you've been terrific. Thank you so very much. Have a great night.